and they enjoy so much telling them. And then I can tell them to the kids when they come in, and I can make them understand how it's just so many different ordinary people who give up their time and their efforts to serve this country to make it such a great place. It's not one big thing that happened that made it all work. It's all the little people, all the people that do every little part. So thank you so much for helping us be able to do that for all the people that come to our museum. I was going to stop with just 2 stories, but Richard told me I could tell one more. So if I can have just one more second, I'll turn you over to him. Earlier this summer, I saw a woman looking at that collage of World War II photographs over our drinking fountains, and she had a young girl with her who was maybe 10, 11 years old. Turns out it was her granddaughter. I happened to be walking over there, and I asked her if she had been able to find the person, and she had, which was kind of surprising. Those are small pictures. And I said, well, there's a good chance that we might have a bigger picture of the person you're looking for. She wanted to find a picture of her dad. So I asked his name, she told me. I went back to the office, and because of all the wonderful work that Mr. Mullally has done, we had his name, his picture in our database. I printed a picture, walked it over to her. The woman broke down in tears. She showed it to her granddaughter because this was the first time her granddaughter had seen a picture of the great-grandfather. Of course, he was only 20 years old. And I went home and told everybody I got to make people cry at the museum. It was an awesome day. So, again, that's all thanks to you guys helping with all these different projects that Richard does with helping us keep this museum going. So, thank you. I want to give you guys a round of applause for all you do to help us keep this museum going for all of you and all of our veterans. So thank you. As I said, I'm not usually the one that does the microphone thing, so I believe the next thing up on the agenda is we do like to honor our country as well as our veterans, so we would like to say the Pledge of Allegiance. And I think I was told there was a Bill Page here that I cut through his conversation about 20 times today. He said he would come up and help me lead the pledge. He was having conversations, and I was running back and forth and back and forth. In fairness to me, you could have picked a wider part of the museum instead of the narrow part of the hallway, but you didn't, so thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for your service. I'm one of the very youngest ones here. And I'd like to have you doff your caps and repeat with me the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you. Now I've done the stories, but I'm not sure if Neil is coming up. Wes is coming up. Always keep
this museum running smoothly for all of us. Thank you all for coming tonight. My name is Wes O'Donnell. I'm the Executive Director of the USS Silverside Submarine Museum. And we have a very special lecture at the end of the month that one of our board members would like to give you a little preview of. It's October 24th, which is a Monday, I believe. And I'm going to play this short video so that you guys can get a look at what we're going to be having here at the museum.
And the longing to go home. Glenn Stockdale of Billings, Montana, did come home. He fought the Japanese in the Pacific until 1945. As a young staff sergeant, he saw things most of us can't even imagine. And until the day he died, at age 84, kept most of it to himself.
Never talked about war.
It just sort of just locked it all away.
Yes.
That's Glenn's son, Terry. What he knew of his dad's service came mostly from rummaging through his father's old foot locker.
It was in the basement, so as a kid you go down and look at it and see what's in here, what's in there.
Among other things, Terry found a Japanese flag, carefully folded, stained with blood, and covered in writing. Then he found another, and another.
They were memories of the war. The trophy, spoils of war.
Collecting them was commonplace. Pictures abound of U.S. servicemen posing with the flags. Known as a Yosagaki Hinamaru, Japanese soldiers carried them as keepsakes into battle. Good luck charms of sorts. with wishes from family and friends scrawled around the rising sun, keepsakes and back. But in Glenn Stockdale's footlocker, the flags had become just ghosts of a long-ago enemy. And nearing the end of his father's life, Terry suggested it was time the flags go home.
What did you say to him?
I thought it'd be nice to send it back to Japan.
And what?
He said no.
Because
Must be the hate from fighting people in this war. I don't know what that does to individuals. I've never been there.
So that's where things and the flags sat for more than a decade, until Terry heard another World War II vet speak of the flags. His name was Leland Bud Lewis. Bud was in the same infantry division as Terry's father, the 41st. They never met. Bud was behind the front lines, sending the bombs and the bullets up. Something that at age 95, Bud still doesn't take lightly.
I provided all the ammunition that killed all these folks. And I'm not exactly totally happy that I did that. But at the time, that was my job. I couldn't question that.
why now? Why is it important, you think, to return the flags now?
Well, it's a closure. You can't keep hating people.
Inspired, Terry Stockdale packed up one of his father's flags and mailed it to the only place he thought could help. A home in a small town along the Columbia River in Washington, where the flags are celebrated with a ceremony.
This is not the flag, it is the spirit of the soldier. We are wishing he can find a way to find a family in Japan.
Keiko and her husband Rex Zeke run a nonprofit called the Obon Society. In Japan, Obon is a festival honoring the spirits of ancestors. They've turned their attic into a makeshift war flag research center.
When we started out, we thought we were just helping Japanese families receive heirlooms. Then, as this progressed, we realized we were connecting these families.
Lots of personal message and many signatures.
Keiko's own grandfather died fighting in the Pacific, but his grave is empty.
No bone, no remaining item, nothing came back.
But one day, his flag did.
We all thought that the spirit of the grandfather finally wanted to come home to see us.
It had such a profound effect. They wanted to see if they could identify more soldiers' flags and send them back to Japan. Once word got out, they were stunned. Flags from veterans or their families started arriving almost weekly.
Sometimes they include photographs of their father as a soldier or family pictures of themselves now. It's just this, it is this connection of this family to this family that were brought together through war.
So far, they've reunited about 60 flags with Japanese families and have more than 100 they're still researching, all at their own expense.
I mean, you guys essentially spent your life savings to do it. Good.
But it's just very important things to do.
Terry Stockdale waited and hoped, and then came word that the Obon Society had traced his flag back to a man named Yosugusha Kishi, a young soldier who kissed his wife, his 7-month-old son, and his 2-year-old daughter goodbye, and never saw them again. Those children, Masaru, now 73, and his sister, Kayoko, 75, both live outside Osaka. They knew little of their father until one day last December, the phone rang.
When I got the call, I thought this was impossible. My mind just went blank. After 70 years, I never dreamed something of my father's would surface.
They found out Terry not only had their father's flag, but he wanted to come to Japan to deliver it himself. Anxious, they met Terry at the train station. What happened next says it all.
I mean, that is just beyond comprehension what it meant to them. It's just kind of, you know, it just wasn't some souvenir. It was actually their father coming home.
Terry officially handed it over at a formal ceremony, and then stepped back to watch two people who never knew their father unfurl his flag together.
We
don't know the warmth of his hands, the sound of his voice. I can't remember a thing about my father. And I said, I'm sorry, Dad, to that flag. I'm so sorry.
Now, where Mr. Kishi prays, sits a framed photo of Terry, a captured moment, a generation in the making.
You know, the old saying, it's better to give than receive. It just feels so good to do something for someone.
As for his own father, well, Terry hopes that Staff Sergeant Glenn Stockdale is also finally at peace.
He'd be proud of me. He would know what's the right thing to do.